All right.
I thought it was working. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Toad Hall Morning Show.
Look at
New Year's Eve edition. It takes a second. Last show of the year.
hard to believe. There we
Last show of the
go.
year.
My streaming was a little behind this morning.
Not only is it the last show, it's the last day of the year.
Oh, I gotta turn the volume down.
Pretty amazing. We did it. Another year. Another year of Toad Hall. Another year of morning show. Another year of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Today's show, we're going to cover the kind of the holiday wrap-up, honestly. We're going to talk about how the holidays went at the store, what sold, what didn't, what surprised us, all that kind of stuff, what we got going on next year. Also, just kind of talk about all the things we did this year. Because our store made a lot of progress in a year. I mean, every day we were here, 4 days a week or whatever, three or 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incremental change, right? But then you get to the end of the year and you looked at where you were last January and you go, wow.
Yeah, all those little things you can see exploding into something a lot larger.
So it's kind of fun to look back on 2024 and see all the things. Yeah, a reflection show.
Yeah. Reflect.
But as always, we got a good show for you. And Annette, of course, has birthdays.
Well, I found this really weird thing as I was going through what day it is. And then I popped to January 1st because I wanted to see what's going on. There's such a thing as Silent Record Week, January 1st through 7th of 2025. Because there were silent records made so people could get silence. Yeah, and so it invites all Americans to enjoy silent records or just some plain old peace and quiet. There's silent recordings. We could make a silent recording and sell it. So that the history is it started in, because recording sounds began in 1877 with the invention of the phonograph, and 1945 is the magnetic era when you get into the tapes and stuff. And so how this kind of came about, so silent records have been a thing for decades now. As the name suggests, these recordings are completely silent, offering buyers and listeners the chance to enjoy dedicated minutes of silent peace. January 11th, 1960, saw one of the first silent concerts and recording sessions at the Cass Theater.
So it's literally just the noise of the needle going across the record? Just the...
Probably.
Okay.
We could make one.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was just something weird that popped up. I'm like, what the heck? So,
all right.
Yeah.
Silent record. Get your silent... The only silent record I know is the Marcel Marceau, the mime record.
Right. And I'm kind of wondering what year that came out. That was the 60s, wasn't it?
Probably. Anybody out there familiar with the Marcel Marceau record? He was a mime, a popular mime apparently,
Yes.
who put out a record. And it's silent, but there are some applause on it. That one does have, I think on side one, has breaks for applause.
Okay.
And side two is completely silent. I mean, it's etched. It's an etched groove. It's not just like, it's a real record.
There you go. That's a silent record.
So,
except for the clapping on the one side.
Applause.
Yeah, today obviously is just New Year's Eve, National Champagne Day, or Champagne, or however you want to pronounce it. Make Up Your Mind Day. Oh, that's always a challenge.
Yeah.
No Interruptions Day. Yeah, that's not going to happen here. Unlucky Day. I don't know why it's Unlucky Day, but we don't want that. Then, so today for birthdays, it was John Denver's birthday, would have been today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, born in 1943, passed in 97. Donna Summers is the big one today. So Donna Summers, born in 1948.
Damn, I would have grabbed a record store record.
Oh, do you think that disco would have the prevalence that it does if it wasn't for her? I think she brought a lot of that to the forefront. They were talking about that. I listened to NPR on the way in, and they were talking about, they had Debbie Harry from Blondie on there and relating Glass of Heart to some of the, they picked up a lot of some of the stuff from some of Donna Summers' music that they used in there. Like they brought a beatbox in and used some synths and stuff in Heart of Glass. It was an interesting show. Tom Hamilton, bass player for Aerosmith. Scott Ian, guitarist for Anthrax.
Oh, really? It's his birthday today?
Yeah.
Scott Ian, cool. Yeah. He does a lot of soundtracks for pinball machines now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does like the background music and the audio for it. But yeah, he still tours with Anthrax too.
Then I thought I'd pop to tomorrow. You know, we don't want to leave some people out. So would have been Milt Jackson's birthday. Of course,
Wow.
jazz piano
A lot of
player.
big names today.
Yeah, Milt Jackson, 1923 to 99. And then tomorrow, born in 1958, was Grandmaster Flash. Yeah. So some
Dude,
big
those are some good ones.
They are some good stuff. But then there's really interesting stuff, events. Think about this. On New Year's Eve in 1963, I was a couple months old then. Jerry Garcia and Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead played music together for the first time at Dana Morgan's music store in Palo Alto, California.
The start of the Dead, basically. But they weren't even the Dead yet.
No.
Just the two of them.
Garcia, yep. They played for the first time together.
Wow.
1963. That's insane. Crazy, crazy, huh? And Buckingham Nicks joined Fleetwood Mac. Why would you join a band on December 31st? Come on.
How does
That's
that
a
become
weird
official? Bands aren't exactly the most official thing, but maybe
No.
they officially signed or said, okay, we want you in the band.
Yeah. on New Year's Eve. Well, hopefully it was before the drinking began. So, yeah. That's about it for me today.
DJD Record Zone want us to shout out Chuck, who's a regular shopper here.
Hey, Chuck.
Is it Chuck's
Come
birthday?
get this dollar bin.
There's a bunch of new stuff in it.
Yeah.
Also, 19 full years ago today, we bought Toad Hall.
On New Year's Eve.
Yep.
There's another thing that happened on New Year's
Well,
Eve.
it makes sense because you want to transfer property before the new year
That's
for
true.
tax reasons.
That's why Paul and I got married December 30th. Yesterday was our 11th anniversary.
Hey, there you go.
It was a record.
It's the longest marriage you've ever had?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
proud
you.
of you. And still going strong.
The record is 20 minutes of dead air.
But, so 19 full years we have run this bad boy.
You've owned it.
We've
Not
owned
just
it.
Won it, but owned it.
And then, so we're on to 20. Here we go. We had no idea what we were doing 19 years ago, but we've picked up a few things over the years. We learn stuff every year. Even this year, we made a bunch of. I mean, we make mistakes and we have triumphs and high peaks and valleys, and I tell you, it never stops. It never stops.
And it never will. It's always going to be something.
It will be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a
Good
celebration.
morning.
19 years. It's the longest I've done anything. I mean, I was only in school for, if you had college,
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's Poppy.
How you guys doing?
433 by John Cage. I don't know that one. I know the famous John Cage pieces.
So we're also wanted to reflect. Well, we got a bunch of stuff from England that came in yesterday. I want to talk about all that. That's in front of me. But holiday season. How was your guys' holiday season? How was your vinyl experience over the last couple weeks? A lot of people still have the next few days off. And then the world kind of starts turning again next Monday. I don't know when the kids go back to school, but whatever. What was your perception of the holiday shopping season?
Derek's got a really good question there.
Derek's got a question though. Did you have just as many records when you first bought the place? Yes, when we bought it, it was already full. The building was already full. In fact, they had buildings across the street from us that were full. We've now condensed it into one. Well, this space we're in now is an added-on area since we bought it.
Which,
We moved it all over here. Is there more records now, or when we bought it? I would say probably.
well, you've added new vinyl, obviously.
Yeah, new vinyl is a huge add-on. So part of me wants to say there's more now. Hard to tell.
So the word of the day, and I'm not sure the correct pronunciation, xenophobe or xenophobe. It was a C, not the X, not xenophobia. Xenophobia, which does not relate to Toad Hall whatsoever.
Just
It's
word of the day, or would you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the abnormal fear of a void or of open spaces. We don't have any open spaces at Toad Hall. So if you have a fear of that, just come here. You will feel totally encompassed by vinyl and books and people and everything else. Comics.
I thought that was this one.
It's two different definitions.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
couple different definitions. I'm pulling the one more applicable to Toad Hall.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you have a fear of open void spaces, just come here.
Thanks, Crafty. 19 years. That is impressive. I still sometimes can't believe that we've been doing it that long, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
Ray,
wild.
I wish I was off. I wish I were off too.
I know we didn't get hardly any time off. Although my paycheck's really good this year.
Because our holidays fell on Wednesdays and I'm off
I
Wednesdays.
know we got screwed on our holidays, our days off. That happens every so often.
More.
More reissues, box sets, keeping my wallet empty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the holiday shopping, it started really late for us this year. You know, it really wasn't. The early part of December was not really that busy.
No.
Until we got really close to Christmas, and then it got crazy.
I think I got to the point where it was where people had like the couple of days before off, the weekend before off Christmas,
Yeah.
and then the couple of days leading up to it. It really got pretty busy in here.
I would say this year was the triumph of the female. I mean, the Charlie
definitely.
XCX, the Chapel Rome, the Taylor Swift having the biggest concert of all time, concert tour, $billions concert, traveled around the world. You know, we see that's reflected in our vinyl. I don't know, we're not selling as much Taylor as we used to, probably because every girl on the planet already owns
owns it,
everyone.
right?
But, you know, Chapel Roan is the new one picking up, and Charlie XCX. So,
So Taylor's going to be the Elvis in 40 years. People will be
Not even close.
coming into Toad Hall trying to turn in their albums. It's all going to be Taylor Swift instead of Elvis.
No one will ever catch up the amount of vinyl that Elvis sold.
No.
No, it's just not possible. Within the streaming era, it's just not possible.
True.
But, you know, we see more females coming in and buying,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, and not
And a younger
demographic.
yeah, a younger demographic
CDs,
for sure.
the rise
Oh
of
my
the CD.
gosh. Well, Saturday, I think it was Saturday. At the end, about an hour before the end of the day, I'm thinking a lot of CDs sold today, so I went on there to compare our new vinyl sales as opposed to CDs. And we're talking used CDs mostly at this point. At the point that I checked later in the day, we had sold 32 new vinyl and 27 or 29 CDs.
Wow.
So that, yeah.
CD thing
They
is
were
real.
I mean, people were just coming up to the counter, blah, 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 and grabbing on it. And, well, we have gotten a little pickier with what we buy and, you know, trying to get some better stuff out. And it's really helped.
Yeah. I mean, we know the stuff, the lower end stuff that comes in. We got a dollar shelf now, a dollar CD shelf.
Yeah.
Those seem to sell pretty good. Honestly, at $1, people don't mind taking $1.
I haven't noticed too many people
Yeah.
buy those, but
That might be something for this year. More of a spot for the dollar CD stuff. Like their dollar LPs do really well.
right. I think if we put them closer to the dollar LPs,
Right.
had a section for them, that maybe they might go over a little better there.
So yeah, CDs, female artists. You know, this year we've done in our store, we've done a lot more audiophiles gear.
Hero Records.
Gear. I mean, we've only been a Magnapan dealer since early part of 24. We started carrying new Yamaha. You know, we got new Yamaha speakers now. We have multiple Yamaha new receivers. You know, Soda turntables, which we've had for many years, but we keep getting higher end and more higher end stuff. Also, this is probably the first year I've noticed that people are finally done buying Crosley suitcase players.
A lot fewer than have in the past.
Yes.
They're going up the ones I think people the demographics that are understanding realizing that what they want to listen to are not going to work on that type of turntable, and they're doing the one step up, which is really nice.
The LP60 and the Edifier combo is kind of taking that over. And the Crosley C62, it's been also a nice combo for us.
I mean, it's like an all-in-one pack. You don't need a receiver for it. It's got that built-in preamp, and the Edifier speakers are powered speakers, so it makes a very nice entry level unit for.
So I'd say we're getting less. I mean, there's still a lot of people out there that are just, I want to buy a cheap record player and throw Grandma's records on it.
Which
but we're
is fine.
getting more people who are a little more serious about it and are willing to spend $200 to $250 on a better setup, which they're going to have a better experience. So those people are more likely to stick with it, I
Yeah.
would say, because they're going to have a better experience. I think that's a good thing for the market.
Poor Ray. Sorry, Ray. Hope you're done by 5 o'clock tonight.
CDs are still good.
I love CDs because you know what? If I'm at home doing something and I'm in a groove, man, I don't want to get up or get away from my project every 20, 25 minutes. If it's
Yep.
that record, man, just popping in a couple CDs and we're good to go for 50, 60 minutes.
So yeah, CDs, absolutely. The rise of the CD. Of course, only record stores are talking about it now. Wait till the mass media gets a hold of it. One of these days, mass media is
They
going to take a
have.
hold of
I
it.
think they have.
I haven't seen much about it, but because the problem is that new CD sales, they've started to go up. They haven't gone up that much, so they're not going to talk about it. But eventually,
True.
it's going to show up in the data.
We have
And
had-
then the media's going to go, oh my God, the CD's back. And then for the next 5 years, people are going to be like, oh, did you hear CDs are back? And I'm like, dude, we've been talking about it for 2 years, like 3 years, at that point.
We have had a lot more people asking for new CDs.
Yeah.
The newer artists, which are still putting out, vinyl and CDs. We just haven't gotten to the point where we've actually taken into account to order one or two. For
Yeah,
different
we're
releases.
starting to. Some of the bigger releases, like I brought in the new Linkin Park, I brought in the new, we're starting to bring in some of the bigger releases.
I think we do need to bring in some of the
catalog.
hip hop.
Yeah,
and
hip
rap
hop stuff.
CDs
We need to bring
that
that
we can
in.
do. I think that would be a good avenue
Yep.
as well.
I think so too.
Mhm.
So we're getting there. CD's definitely coming back. This is the first year we have had graded vinyl.
Yeah.
So I know I've talked about that, those VMG or the in case. That's going to be an interesting industry moving forward because there's several players at this point. It's probably going to water down to 2 or 3, just like in comics or cards.
You mean for the people that do the
The
grading?
companies that do the grading.
Okay.
There's a handful of them, and I think it's going to water down to 2 or 3, just like in every other industry.
Yeah, it's all guns out, the first couple of years or something like that.
Yeah, and as
Okay.
the money starts to climb and
Yeah.
people start to get used to it, that'll be an interesting market to watch. Just graded LPs in general, I think, are going to be. There's some future there, but let's get into some of the stuff I got from England. So a lot of these records I can't get in America because they're sold out, or they're just not available.
Sorry, my eyes just got distracted by some Yamaha equipment over here.
Like this one I always have, but this is the DOL pressing of Etta James at Last. It's really cheap. I want to say it's like $23. It's not very expensive.
These
but-
haven't even been priced yet, so
I unboxed
we're
them
we're
right
not
before
gonna be
the
able to throw out
show.
some prices.
So,
Another Etta James. This is one I don't think we've ever had in the best of.
yeah.
So this is a pretty cool
And
one.
that'll be pretty inexpensive too.
Yeah.
The 3 LP of Radiohead's OK Computer, which hard to find on this side of the Atlantic. But I get these shipped over. OK Computer and then OK Not OK. So it's all of Radiohead OK Computer with all the extra stuff, the unreleased tracks, the 8B sides, all taken from Analog Tapes.
This is a Metallica live at Hammersmith Odeon. I think we've had this one before.
Yeah,
London, so this is September 21st, 1986.
gotta love the early Metallica stuff.
Yeah. Look at this. They
Sinatra,
almost look like babies there in the picture.
Sinatra Platinum Collection, 50 classics, 3 LPs on white vinyl, which Sinatra always sells.
I guess in Gilberto.
Again, this is an inexpensive copy. I want to say we retail it for $23. It's not. A lot of
Yeah,
people
well-
who want to buy that or get into jazz, they don't want to buy the audiophile version for $61. They're like, I don't even know if I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get in on that. Prince Purple Rain, you cannot find a copy in America right now.
No,
You can't find them. They're back ordered everywhere. I have to get them overseas.
that's crazy. Radiohead Kid A.
Once again, for whatever reason, I got to get my
This
radio
feels,
over there.
obviously, this feels, doesn't say, but definitely feels like a 2LP.
So Kanye West, this is an interesting conversation. So a lot of hip hop sells right now. doing really well. We go through a lot of Kanye records, have for 15 years. Went to reorder some of the titles, and the price on one of them went from like a $50 retail to a $70 retail. I'm like, my cost is more than what I sold the last copies for last weekend.
Because we weren't aware of the raise in the
Well,
price.
last time we bought them, they were at a cheaper price. So I tried to find as much Kanye as I could at it wasn't as cheap as it was, but it's better than it is now price, and grab it up because the price has gone through the roof.
I think there's one more Kanye in here somewhere.
You know, people will probably asking, well, why is that? How come the price just went up that much? Here's Kanye Yee. I hate being bipolar. It's awesome.
You know, just interrupt for a second. You should find that video that the guy from Coal Mine talks about the price of records.
Yeah.
And drop the link in here some days.
Yeah.
I haven't totally watched it yet, but it kind of breaks down. Okay, so this album is $35. Here's what goes where,
Yeah.
and it's a very interesting. Because even Paul's like, those records are so expensive. I'm like, you've got to understand all the breakdown of where this money's going, and the bands don't need $30. Well, they're not making $30.
No, and what probably happened in the Kanye case is that every so often the record catalog goes through like an audit, and the bean counters look at it and they say, you know, we're really not making any money on this. It's time we change the royalties. Sometimes it goes from one hand to another.
I don't know if this is going to put me out or not.
And they reevaluate it and change the pricing.
Do you think it will be okay for me to copy this into?
Yeah, you can try it. Go for it.
I'm going to pop that in here, and it's called "Here's Where Your Money Goes." See if that.
So yeah, this is so we're putting it in the chat. The only thing that's misleading is they're like, oh, the record stores make $7. The problem is you have to go through their distribution secretly to get that kind of margin. We go through a one-stop, so our margin's less plus shipping, so we make a little less. There's another hand that switches hands in there,
Yeah.
so they get $2 out of it. But in general, that's correct. I would say that is. And he does mention that their shipping costs. We paid card-to-card fees on top of that, so it's quite accurate. Other than if you go to a one-stop, so if like when we say one-stop, we go to one distributor and they distribute stuff from Coal Mine and Sub Pop and Merge Records and all the Warner Brothers stuff, because we don't want to buy 30 at a time. We just want to buy one or two of these ones, and then they culminate it. That distribution company gets $1 or $2.
So we're adding
it cuts
the
on our margin.
extra distribution point in the lineup.
Yeah, so they just take $1 or $2 out of our pockets for that convenience.
Mm-hmm.
If I went direct with all those labels, I would get that $2 back. My margin would be a little better.
But then you have to buy.
But then I got to sit on 30 copies of whatever.
Right.
And it may take me a year to sell them or 2 years to sell them, depending on what it is. So it's sometimes worth it.
We have not priced these yet, so you're going to have to give us a little bit after we get off the air. Probably at least a good hour.
Yeah.
For us
we got to check them in.
Did an invoice come with it?
Yeah, we got to check them
out. We've got an invoice. We're going to have to try to figure all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Plus, we have to get lunch in between there. Yeah. So
Kanye's went insane, but I haven't really seen much else go insane like that. But.
The Miracles. Hi, we are the Miracles.
This is the first Miracles record, and it usually has them on it holding the letters.
Oh, okay.
But this is going to be really cheap. It's not going to be very expensive, guys. I snagged a bunch of those.
So you just pulled one out of everything. We've got more of some of these.
Oh, yeah. We got crates and crates. The single LP of Guns N' Roses' Appetite. Can't find it in America right now.
Elvis's first album.
Always a good seller. Kind of Blue. Perennial seller.
Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. 2 LPs.
Live.
And like we said, we don't have prices on these yet.
Brubeck, Time Out. Take 5.
It's a great album.
Talking Heads Remain in Light. Can't get enough of these right now. Sam and Dave, Keep a Walkin'.
This one's going to go fast, the next one.
These should be pretty inexpensive. I'm thinking these are going to be like a $20 record.
20 to 24 somewhere.
They're going to be really, they're going to be pretty inexpensive. So
unless theirs have gone up too, which
I'll check them, but they should be. I've been trying to get this Mazzy Star record.
Oh my gosh!
I've had it back ordered all year,
Mm-hmm.
like literally all year. I think we got like 2 copies in, and they went in pre-holds. People asked for them.
Yeah.
I have not had this record in my rack all year. I just can't get it. Finally got a nice batch. I had to go all the way over to freaking pond to get them. I mean,
Illinois.
the record came from all the way across the world to come to home.
Yeah.
But I got them, you know. And the complete Robert Johnson, which is nice. They put all the Robert Johnson on a 2 LP set, 2 LP gatefold. Always a good sell. Robert Johnson's always, you know. And again, this shouldn't be very expensive. For a 2 LP, it should be quite affordable. I try to get stuff that isn't ridiculously expensive from overseas because we have to pay shipping, we have to pay duties, and custom, all that stuff.
But they still are fairly reasonable.
I
Which
pick
is
and
nice.
choose them that way. I do that purposely. I see your camera moved a little to the side, but that's all right.
Oh. Huh.
Any Beatles collectors out there, we got the Record Store Day Beatles 45 box.
We know who you are.
From Record Store Day 2012.
Oh my gosh.
And it's got the original back piece on it. It's got all the 7 inches in it. Back when Record Store Day would do Beatles pieces. Before Record Store Day was huge. Look, it's even numbered on the back. These were, I think, $50 or $60 new. We got it for $40. It came in shrink. I mean, it was beautiful. It wasn't sealed. That's why we ditched the shrink. But nice record piece. If there's any Beatles collectors out there.
We know a few.
We know a few.
I think it still looks pretty good. It's still pretty close.
So, what else we got?
Oh no, that's about it for me.
Any questions or comments, concerns for us, guys? This is your chance to ask us about our year.
Well, I'm hoping my year next year is a little better.
I think it's looking brighter, especially for you and Paul. That's great.
The part I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm excited for next year. You know, we have a new website this year. The transitioning from our first website of all time to our modern website was a large undertaking, to say the least. It was a very large undertaking, not just in how it looks and how it functions, but how we use it and how we load it and how we, you know.
Question. Yeah, and I think and obviously the build still isn't done.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
work
constant
in progress.
But
But what's been done so far has been pretty darn good. A smooth transition, didn't crash for Record Store Day, so
we're really happy with what's been done. When it's done, we're really happy with it. The problem is, like, the stereo equipment isn't all on there. The gift cards we got to fix a little, tweak a little. We just got them on like 10 days
the
before
digital
Christmas.
gift cards.
Both of them. Both were just put up before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of things we're trying to catch up and get up on there.
Which was brought to our attention. There's a physical and a digital, and we just need to do some tweaking on the wording so people don't purchase the wrong one.
Comes with a poster too. There's like 2 picture sleeves. Revolution, Hey Jude, Come Together.
Show the back
something,
walls.
And then it's got the poster. Oh, it's got a little 45 adapter in the back too. That's a nice package for $40.
A single hub, exclusively numbered package, 21 by 21 poster, and 4 records, and their original artwork sleeves.
Yep, they had the
Okay.
sleeves.
So it's Ticket to Ride, yes it is, on single 1. Single 2 is Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. Number 3 is Hey Jude and Revolution. Number 4 is Something and Come Together. So those are the 4 45s in there. And they would like you to show the back wall.
Yeah, we'll do the back walls to end the show. But yeah, we're excited about the website. I'm excited to get over that hump. We got a new team member coming on that might end up on the. You know? We don't have a start date yet, but we're hopefully he might even be on the morning show sometimes.
Yeah, you can dip the Beatles when nobody else does. Absolutely.
You know, this show's gone well. I want to do more with this new edition of people coming online at Toad Hall. I want to do more social media. I want to do more YouTube again. I want to do more TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. But I need help, which is why it's like when we get these influx of people coming in, there should help do that in 25. So, yeah, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good momentum. I think it was a tough year in terms of, I think, retail in general.
Oh, yeah,
talking to
definitely.
a lot of t-shirt shops and toy stores and,
Any of them. I don't think it just
anybody
narrows down to just the
it's been
little bitty independent
yeah
brick and mortar type stores. I mean,
it's been
I
tough
think everybody's
for
kind of
everybody.
taken a
Yeah.
little bit of a dive there.
The fact that we were able to survive it, not only survive it, but get through and be positive here going into 25, I think is quite an accomplishment for a year that is not going to be better than 23. So
Right.
I'm happy to say that we got some momentum going into 25. So, all right, I'll shut up and we'll show the back wall.
Yeah. And I'll keep an eye out for comments in case
Good idea.
Jesus wants to
If you wanna-
Beatles box out. If not, Derek wants to dib it.
Derek's
He's giving
his pre-dibs.
the pre-dib. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, I forgot to show our sponsor.
Oh, yes, you did forget to show.
Here, you want to show this what the show's sponsored by?
Absolutely. And today's show is sponsored by Toad Hall Books and Records,
The Metallica shirt.
the Metallica shirt.
There you go.
Oh, probably in a couple of weeks we'll have new shirts.
We got new shirts coming, guys. New shirts. I don't know when they're going to be here, but they're ordered. I don't know if there's a ton of new stuff on this wall, but we'll go through it. And there is some new because there's always holes. I see there's 2 holes on the end from yesterday. So stuff is moving. All right. I hope this internet isn't. There we go. Ghostface Killah, Junior Wells Buddy Guy, 2 LP. Surprised no one's bought that yet. A pre-owned Nirvana Nevermind, pre-owned J. Cole, some Stones stuff, Josh Groban that's out of print. That's Outcast AT Aliens, or Atlanteans, and Run DMC Raising Hell picture disc. Those are not easy to find. Ghostbusters Afterlife, King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard, Dr. Dre, Iggy Pop, Fleetwood Mac Live box. What do we got here?
Oh.
Is it working or is it cutting out? I'm on the wrong Wi-Fi. That's what's going on. Let me switch real quick. Yeah, it'll take just a second.
I need you to. They say it's working.
Okay.
I do need you when you get done with the wall. That Madonna poster and the other one, I'll grab it, pop it up on the screen because Derek's asking about Madonna posters. And I keep forgetting to check my ones at home.
Okay. Beatles White Album box, $75. This is out of print. Escher Demos, 4 LP, $75. We got One Doors LA Woman Sessions Record Store Day, one of those left. Ghost, Krungbin, 20 hits of Hank Williams. Got Opeth up there, some Elvis, Eminem Recovery, Britney Spears, a couple Freddie Gibbs records. That's a Azalea. This is a CD box, Complete Stacks Vault, Volume 9, CD box, 59 to 68. Annette put this up here because she thought it was awesome. I think that'll go. Still got that Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm surprised that hasn't sold. Some Wu-Tang Clan, some White Stripes, Aretha Gold, Foo Fighters White Album, Donald Fagen, Nightfly, Flying Burrito Brothers, Dave Clark 5, signed Happiness Bastards, still got a couple left, a couple Turbo Negroes left, and a Chone. Then Annette wants me to show the Madonna posters.
Derek was asking about the one on the wall, but I read the other one. The other one is water damaged.
I mean, I'd let it go for $10. So yeah, this is a tour poster, $20 on that. This one's got some water damage, but man, if You want it for? Give me $5 on that one. I'd let it go for that. It looks crummy because it's in this crummy outer plastic, but the poster's got a little watermark right here. Yeah, we got to do that today. But yeah, still got lots of gear. Look at this high-end Yamaha AS1200 we have on the floor. That's a $3,000 amp. Got a Riga planer too. That's a Magnapan speakers over there. So we got some better gear than we have in a long time. So, all right, Annette, that's going to be it for the year. 2024 in the books, on to 25, on to our full 19th year of Toad Hall. We did it for full 19 years, on to 20. Crazy. Crazy.
Derek will take the $5 poster.
Okay.
The $5. Did you say $5 on the
I don't remember.
water one? Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, Derek, it's yours for $5.
All right, guys.
Because if you want it folded, we can do it for a lot cheaper. But
Yeah,
go in
a triangle tube is tough.
Yeah, a poster tube, and that does get a little pricey on shipping.
All right, guys. Have a happy new year, and we will see you in 2024.